Oh my god. Oh my god. What a ride. Oh yeah, that's right. You read that thumbnail. Today, we talking Disneyland, y'all. Let's roll that intro. Tommy Loves Stuff, where he talks about the things that he loves. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy welcoming you to the premiere episode of Late for the Party. This is where I talk about stuff that's been out for a little bit and give you my unique review on it. Today, we are talking about Disneyland. In September 2021, executive producer Wifey and I took our wedding anniversary trip, 3 years married, y'all, to Disneyland. Getting to the main gate, always an exciting time. I've been to the movies before, and I've been to a Giants baseball game, but this was a whole nother different level crowd-wise. One thing I did notice that freaked me out a little bit was not a lot of people wearing their masks. Now, I'm fully vaccinated, thank God, but I don't know about everyone else, and I know you don't have to wear the mask outdoors and stuff, and people were really lax with that, but wearing the mask all the time is something I gotten used to, and I continue to do so just for my own, to feel better. Yo, your boy back at Disneyland. Back at Disneyland, first time in a couple years. A little freaked out because not a lot of people have their masks on, but we're gonna make it go today. Can't wait. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but once I got in there, I was super excited. There was so many things I wanted to try. Do ChubCon reviews on. If you haven't seen the ChubCon reviews, please look at the playlist we got on the channel, and you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of great food reviews, a lot of great snack reviews. I had a whole snacking list ready to go, and I decided to start with something people don't talk about nearly enough, or so I thought. I decided to start with the Lobster Roll from the Harbor Galley. This is a restaurant located right next to Splash Mountain, and I decided to get me a lobster roll. Check it out. All right, on the way to go get some lobster rolls from the Harbor Galley. Should be awesome. Can't wait. All right, your boy went to the Harbor Galley. Got the lobster roll here. Came with chips and a soda. Executive producer Wifey got herself a tuna sandwich. And the best part is coming up. I get ready to taste it. One thing though, they didn't have trays. And we're here at the Hungry Bear restaurant. Sitting out. Thankfully, it's fairly empty because they just opened. But I was like the third customer to get this. How y'all don't have trays? What's up with that? Anyway. First ChubCon review of the day. We got ourselves a lobster roll. Your boy just gonna dive in. We're gonna stop it right at that bite. Right at that bite, because what I didn't know at the time, and what I later learned, unfortunately, much, much later, was that gave me food poisoning. I don't know. I was the third person in line. Right when it opened at 11, I was the third person in line, so I don't know, and it's speculation. Disney, don't come at me. If they gave me old lobster roll or the mayonnaise had turned in the short walk from where the Harbor Galley is to the Hungry Bear where we sat down to eat, which is also by Splash Mountain, so it's maybe like less than a 5-minute walk. Maybe the sun hitting the mayonnaise turned it. Something. But later on, and as I will describe later, it was not great. But I didn't know that at the time, so I continued to eat on. From the Hungry Bear restaurant in, I think, Critter Country, this is the pumpkin spice funnel cake. Wifey got herself a cold brew. Should be incredible. We're about to try this funnel cake. It's pumpkin spice because we're doing the Halloween thing here at Disneyland. Cutting it up. Get a little bit of this ice cream. Here we go. Now, I'm a fan of most pumpkin everything, but this is so good. Yo, I ain't even lying. Like, all right, I'm gonna shut this camera off because me and executive producer Wifey are about to have some of this and enjoy it. Later. Not just about the food when I go to Disneyland, although that's a large part, to be honest. We're gonna get on some rides, y'all, starting with my all-time favorite ride, Star Tours. Now, the OG one is my favorite of all time, hands down. This new one's pretty good too, so let's go check it out.
But I'm certain you'll have a wonderful flight. I hear it's really quite lovely.
Once we had the Star Wars fever, we had to feed it like a cold. So we headed to Star Wars Galaxy's Batuu is what they call the place. Now, I'd been there before, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, like 2019. And we got on the Smuggler's Run, which is the Millennium Falcon ride. And it is dope. I enjoy that ride a lot. You know, me and my wife are really good at pilots. Not to brag, if you've been on the ride, you know what's up. But any of the things that you could ride on are really good in the 3 different positions in the ride. But to our amazement, we actually got on the ride by ourselves. And by ourselves, I mean like there was nobody else in the Millennium Falcon but us. We were the pilots, nobody behind us. We got the whole ride to ourselves, which was sick. I was excited. It's a little hard to see, but as you could tell, it was a great time. Check it out.
Let's get out of here!
Left and right.
I'm doing it!
You have heard the first order and made Chewie proud.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. We had the car to ourselves. I know you can't see me, but this is awesome. Awesome. Now, when I got off Smuggler's Run, I started to feel a little queasy. You know what I'm saying? Like my stomach started turning in knots and just started feeling crappy. Now, I thought because I'm lactose intolerant, shout out to my lactose intolerant peeps. Y'all know what's up. When I had the pumpkin funnel cake, I thought because it had ice cream on it, I thought maybe that was the deal, and like I was feeling a little sick. So I actually went to the first aid they have at Disneyland, and they gave me a generic Pepto. I guess they ain't paying that Pepto endorsement money, but they gave me that, and I thought it would make me feel better. It did not. But we continued to soldier on with some more Disneyland goodness, so check it out. I remember when I was real little and I used to come to Disneyland with my family, and this area, which is now a Starbucks, used to be a candy shop, and then you could listen in on people's conversations on this like old school phone, and I thought that was so cool. It's the little things, I guess. Anyway, still having a great time. Your boy had to go and do it. Had to go get the giant corn dog from the Red Wagon. Disneyland tradition for me, and I can't wait to enjoy it. Off camera. Breakfast covered. Lunch covered with that corn dog, which was great. We went on a few more rides, checked out a few more shops, and I'll show you what I picked up at the end of this video. Starting to get dark. I started to feel worse, but I thought, like, you know what? We're at Disneyland. I'm going to soldier through. And so we had dinner. Now, mind you, I still later would discover I had food poisoning, but until then, I've been piling all this food on top of the food poisoning. So you can see how, let's just go to the video. Had some dinner, y'all, so we had to have Bengal barbecue. I got me a pork belly and beef skewer, and executive producer wifey got a delicious looking rice plate. Can't wait to try it, y'all. Had to have the Dole Whip, and this is a peanut butter and jelly mochi. So let's see what it's like, y'all. All right, y'all, we have the delicious Dole Whip here, but if you look, there's like a giant hole in the middle where delicious Dole Whip should be. Like, y'all trying to cheat us, Disney? What's up with that? What's up with that? Killed it. Killed it. Forgot to even film it, but it was incredible. Dole Whip, you know it's a classic, and your boy had to get it. Had to. All right, y'all. So that was the end of day one. Now, what waited for me back at our hotel room was a rough night of food poisoning and all the unpleasantness that went with it. If you've ever had food poisoning, you know what I'm talking about. I was weak, shaking, and that's as much detail as I get into it, but if you've had food poisoning, you know what's up. I even sent out this tweet thinking it was funny, you know, oh, lactose intolerance or whatever, but yeah. Day two, we went to California Adventure. That's where we started our day. That's where we'd end our day. But we decided to go to Avengers Campus first. Avengers Campus, brand new, never seen it. It came from the old Bugs Land. And I gotta say, they're working with a very confined kind of space. And I wasn't 100% impressed. I mean, granted, they might build more later, which is cool. And they might, expand it, which I heard they're going to do with maybe an Avengers Quinjet ride or something. I've heard rumors about that. The Spider-Man ride, which I'll get to in a second, was cool. But there wasn't a lot to see. There was a restaurant, and I didn't get to see Spider-Man do his little stunt show or whatever. We did see, as you'll see in a second, the Avengers do a little performance and stuff by the building, which was cool. We got to see a little Wakanda performance.
After Dorothy Loge, here on a special assignment from the Black Panther himself to personally train all of you recruits.
Yeah, I should have.
There was all kinds of other performances, but as far as rides and stuff, it was just the one ride, which we'll get to right now. What's going on? It's your boy here at Avengers Campus. We're getting close to getting on the Spider-Man ride. Looking forward to it, and it is behind me here. Can't wait. I'll give you my reaction after I get out. Later. Spider-Man ride. Spider-Man ride. Just got off Spider-Man ride. It was fun as hell. A little short. It was real quick. I didn't do as good. My wife killed it though. As usual, she's awesome. And yeah, fun ride. I don't know the whole thing about the virtual queue. I might talk a little bit about that later, but I would definitely ride this ride again. Awesome. Avengers Campus, Disneyland California Adventure. We in here. Yup. All right, some quick thoughts about the virtual queue that's going on. Now, they had that for the Spider-Man Web Slingers ride and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to keep people spaced out, and these are the big, long, new rides. You don't want to be in there for 3 hours, huddled in some weird line with people you don't know, possibly unvaxxed. Anyway, I get why they're doing it, but it was really tough, at least the first day, to try to get into. I tried to get into the Rise of the Resistance ride our first night at Disneyland, and within literally 1 second, I had to wake up as early as 7 a.m., within 1 second, the whole thing was booked. It's done. And then at 1 p.m., they let you get a second chance to ride either one of those rides. Now, within a second again, literally, not even 5 seconds, you hit refresh, and it's like a dice roll. And we got onto a backup group, which maybe you might get on, maybe you won't. And then we stuck around the park. Even when I was feeling horrible, we stuck around the park to see if we'd get on. And we did not that first day. Now, when my wife, shout out executive producer wifey, when she tried to get on, it worked for her the next day. We got on the Web Slingers, and we got the day after on Rise of the Resistance, which you'll see my reaction to in just a moment. But yeah, she has luck on her side. She's awesome, incredible. I love that lady. But yeah, so we did it, and we got to ride both those rides. You just saw my reaction for Spider-Man Web Slingers. It was fun, pretty short ride. It's crazy how that was the Bugs Life Theater or whatever I think it was. But yeah, it was a fun ride. They actually sell these things that you can attach to your wrist, and they help boost your score, I think. And one looked like Tony Stark's, ray gun, repulsor ray or whatever. And the other one looked like Spider-Man's webs. It's kind of to me, a pay-to-play kind of thing. You want a better score, you could use this thing, and it'll boost it up. When you're playing, different games and whatever, and then you pay to get the fancy gun or whatever in a video game. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't, I can't explain it that great. That part was a little weird, but I don't know if that's what they're going to be doing moving forward. I enjoyed the ride, though. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. The only problem with day 2 was because it still felt horrible. I couldn't eat much, I bought some little Baby Bell cheeses. My wife got me some grapes, I had a lot of water. But there was one thing in California Adventure I needed to try. Chubcon Nation, I needed to try this for y'all. And it is the Matcha Churro. Now this came with, and it's weird to say now knowing that I had food poisoning and stuff, but I ate the churro. It had matcha on it. It had gummy worms. It had a little sauce. It was incredible. We got it fresh from the churro cart, went and sat down for a minute and enjoyed it. I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10. It was delicious. But after that, we went on 1 or 2 more things, And I started to get weak again, and so we called it a day early. Went back and just chilled at the hotel, which is exactly what I needed to recover for the next day, but exactly what I didn't need because I felt like we were missing out on a day. I felt bad in all aspects. Last day, we still had reservations to Disneyland. Now, you need to reserve your spot before you can go into each park. If you don't know about that, check their website. They'll explain it way better than I could. We decided to spend a half day in Disneyland, and this was on the caveat that we got into Rise of the Resistance. Now, we woke up early again. My wife, like I said, she's got the luck with her. She hit boom, 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 and we got a spot to go on Rise of the Resistance. This was the thing I wanted to ride the most on this trip. This was the big deal, and you know what? Just check out how I thought about it. Let's get to it. Your boy walking back into Star Wars Land, last day in the park, and we finally got our queue time to go on Rise of the Resistance. The second Star Wars ride. I cannot wait. I will give you my opinions of it in a little bit after I get on that later. In line for Rise of the Resistance. Yes! Can you tell I'm excited? The backside of water. We're getting together. Oh my God. What the heck? Oh my God. Oh my God. What a ride. All right. I just got off Star Wars Rise of the Resistance here at beautiful Batuu in Star Wars Land in Disneyland. Y'all knew this because you're watching this video. Anyway, just trying to, collect my thoughts here. I've been a fan of Star Wars my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid watching on TV for the first time. I think it was maybe Return of the Jedi. Star Tours is my favorite ride at Disneyland of all time. The old school one, new one's really cool too. But this ride was incredible. Like, it was incredible. I won't yell out any spoilers if you haven't been on or haven't seen any videos on it or haven't, I won't spoil it for anyone, even the people walking by here. But it was incredible. From the opening part, the line was cool. Like, from the opening part when you get in to the end, it was non-stop action. It was fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like my new favorite ride of all time, but it's definitely in the top 5. It's not number 2 behind Star Tours automatically. This is 9.5 or a 10, almost a 10, 9.75, 9.99 out of 10. I can't see how they could have improved it other than my problems with the virtual queue, but that'll resolve itself one day. I wish I could get on again right away, but we can't. Incredible, fantastic. I could not have asked for a better experience and last ride to ride today. Whew. Now, removed a couple days from that video, Rise of the Resistance was incredible. Like, the whole Star Wars galaxy, Batuu, wherever the Star Wars land, as I call it, is so immersive. It feels like you're not even in Disneyland anymore, like you're in a whole nother theme park. This is what I was kind of hoping for with Avengers Campus. And granted, they might add to it later on to give it a more immersive experience, but you could tell you're in a land like Cars Land or, Hollywood Land and California Adventure. When you go into Batuu in Star Wars Land, you're not in Disneyland no more. You're like in a whole nother thing. It's quickly becoming, Star Wars Land, one of my favorite places to visit in Disneyland. Now, Tomorrowland is my favorite land of all time. But this is, like I said, starting to become number 2 on the list. Kicking out Adventureland or, New Orleans Square is another place I love to visit in Disneyland. But Star Wars Batuu, awesome. Rise of the Resistance, incredible. If you can, and I heard they might get rid of the virtual queue eventually at Disneyland. If you can, don't matter how long it takes, get on that ride. Like, I thought it would be good, but you saw my reaction walking into the part where they have stormtroopers. Now, that's not a spoiler because that was in the commercial for the ride or whatever. So you could see, like, I was like, just dazzled. Like, if you would have seen my jaw drop if my mask wasn't on, you know what I'm saying? Incredible. Loved it. And I'm glad we stayed that extra half a day, and then we hit the road, heading back home. But we had to try one more thing before we left. Now, in Batuu, in Star Wars Land, they have this coffee now that has, now this sounds disgusting when I read it, but my wife is the coffee person in the family and she had to try it. It was sweet cream cheese with Cocoa Puffs on top, a cold brew coffee. Now, I gave it a couple sips, and it was good, y'all. I'm a new coffee drinker. You know, before it was not my thing, but, you know, I started picking it up at the quarantine, and it was fantastic. I would definitely recommend checking that out. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The next time we go, I'm getting my own. Know what I'm saying? That was our trip to Disneyland. We've been before, and we will go again, but this is the first trip since the quarantine. Like I said, it was a little scary being around all those people, especially with how lax they were with their masks. You know, that aside, Disneyland is one of our favorite places to go. It's probably one of my favorite places in the world to be. Like, there was a point where I was sitting there, you know, across from my wife, and we're watching people, we're watching the rides go. You could hear people having a great time, and it was just incredible, you know. It was our 3rd wedding anniversary, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to go to Disneyland with. I couldn't ask for a better wife in the world. She's incredible, and we're going to go back hopefully soon. Can't wait already. All right, y'all. I can't believe it, but I completely forgot, and I noticed while editing this that I forgot to do the pickups part. Show you what I got, all that goodness I brought home with me, and it's mostly pin heavy. So to commemorate riding the awesome Rise of the Resistance, I got this pin for my wife. It is a Star Wars pin with the Rebels logo. It says Join the Resistance. So that's awesome. Also picked up this Starbucks Disneyland pin. I'm a former barista, so is my wife, and we love Disneyland, so this was kind of a no-brainer. Just to commemorate the interesting times I had as a barista. Got this. It is a 75th anniversary limited edition Make Mine music pin with Johnny Fedora and Alice Bluebonnet. Now, I remember that hearing that cartoon or listening to the vinyl even when I was a kid, and seeing this kind of took me back. So picked this one up. It was a little pricey, to be honest, but hey, I got it. Got some mystery pins just for random trades I saw in the park. Traded a cast member for this Goofy pin. Goofy is one of my favorite actors. I mean, he's a former Olympian who is a single father, started his own candy company. What can't Goofy do? I mean, let's be honest. Also got this boat pin. I think it's one of the boats that's by Tom Sawyer Island and stuff. I'm sure it has a name, but it escapes me. And I finally picked up this, last but not least, I got Walt Disney Theme Parks Uno. Recently on another trip to Tahoe with my wife's family. We started playing Uno. I had a lot of fun, realized how much I liked the game again. You know, I played when I was little like we all did. But wanted to pick up this Uno deck because Disney, Uno, can't go wrong. Anyway, didn't pick up much, prices being what they are. And yeah, but I did enjoy the stuff I picked up. Now back to me asking you to subscribe to this channel. If you like what you see or are mildly entertained, please like and subscribe down here. Hit that bell notification that's somewhere in the corner. I don't know exactly where it's at. And do your boy a solid. Help spread the word about the Tommy Loves Stuff channel, YouTube's best kept secret. Got a lot of great stuff on the channel. Please check the playlist for comic book and food reviews. This is the premiere issue of Late to the Party, where we do our retro reviews, stuff that's been out quite a bit of time, and I'll let you know what I think about it. If there's any room for improvement, please let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying it, let me know that too. Until then, we'll be back with another great video for you real soon. Later.
Hurry back. Be sure to bring your Santa Claus sack. I'll be waiting to open my Christmas present. Hurry back.